Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Do you ever find yourself scrolling through Instagram or whatever social media app that you love to hang out on and find yourself feeling worse and worse and worse? I know you've all been caught in a doom scroll before, but there is actually a really interesting thing that happens in your brain that causes you to feel worse, especially when it comes to comparison. If you find yourself stuck, thinking everyone else is further along than you are, that you are way behind, that you should be achieving all of these amazing results, and you look at everyone else doing amazingly, this is not just because of the highlight reel, right? There's actually a part of your brain called the reticular activating system and our confirmation bias that causes us to see what we believe. So if you have a thought already running through your mind that you should be further along than you are, that you are behind, you are absolutely going to see that because the reticular activating system is actually filtering out other good stuff, other possible reflections that makes that belief to be untrue, but it filters it out so you don't see it. And so you're actually not really truly seeing your reality or the reality of the world. You're seeing what you are telling your brain is important. And that's the confirmation bias that we have. And what can often do is that your brain is literally searching for evidence for that to be true. So your brain is actively looking for reasons to believe that you are behind and that you are failing or that you do suck at what you do or you maybe aren't that great in business. Like this is always showing up for us. This is a way that our brain can trick us. And so what we want to do is learn to actually compare intelligently and interrupt the brain so we can rewire it to serve us rather than tear us down. So how do we do this? Firstly, when you notice yourself scrolling and starting to feel terrible, you want to interrupt the pattern. So you need to stand up or shake out your body, put your phone down and get out a piece of paper. Write down what your goals are for this week and write down all the things that are actually working. All the reasons why you are not failing, all the reasons why you are ahead of where you thought you'd be up until now. Like you need to rewire that part of your brain and it starts with your belief systems. It starts with the thoughts that are running through your mind on a regular basis. If we don't start there, then you will find that you will just default back to old beliefs and then you jump on Instagram again and scroll again and feel terrible about it. We also always have to remind ourselves that we're only getting the highlight reel from other people. Like I know that you already know this, but sometimes we don't realize it when we're stuck in that spiral of comparison. So we want to recognize our brain is wired based on what we believe. So if we want to start seeing things differently and we want to start seeing results differently, we need to rewire that part of the brain first. So that's why I'm asking you, focus on your goals, focus on what's important to you, focus on what you do want to see, and you will see more of it. Then I would suggest jump on Instagram and rewire the algorithm. Go and search for stuff that you want to start seeing. Start to interact with the posts that you do enjoy. Like, comment, absolutely. Like send it to people that you like, share it onto your stories. The more you do that, you'll tell Instagram what you want to start to see more of. The amount of times that I hear from people that they just find social media so terrible, it's not because their feed is super terrible. Like sometimes it's not the feed. It's always, always, always about the belief that they have about social media and the belief that they have about themselves and the thoughts that are running through their minds while they're engaging in social media. So the last thing I want to leave you with here is I'm such a big believer of creating first and consuming second. So challenge yourself this week that if you find yourself scrolling, if you find yourself stuck on social media, I want you to ask yourself, have I created? And if the answer is no, you get off that app, or the only reason you're allowed on that app is to create if you're creating in the app. Okay. So the more that you actually contribute, add value, create something that's going to support the growth of your business, that's going to be more likely to support you to feel better as well, feel like you're making progress because of that confirmation bias, you're getting stuck in that spiral and that scroll, and then you get off it and you feel worse because you've not done anything. So we want to come back to how can I support myself to feel better? It's going to be rewiring your brain, and then it's going to be taking action. So you're proving the opposite, right? Because then if you jump back onto Instagram tomorrow, when you interrupt the pattern and you're like, cool, I'm going to create first, consume second, then you actively go create a reel, create a post it out, put it out there. Then I would suggest you engage. Make sure that you spend a good 10 to 15 minutes of engaging, whether it's commenting on other people's content, whether it is sending DMs, whether it is responding to stories. Like do all of that and it tells the algorithm you're active, and it'll also share your content that you've just put out there with people who actually want to see it. And that will support the engagement of the post, right? So many people just post and leave, or they just post and just keep scrolling. but you need to interact. You need to interact, you need to comment, you need to like, you need to follow, like do all of the things in order for you to tell the algorithm where to send your content. So interrupt the pattern, rewire your brain for the better, and start to actually use social media for your business instead of a reason to give up on yourself. Make sure next week that you join me here on the podcast. I'm going to be running a 5-day money mindset reset. So if you feel like you're being activated by scarcity at the moment, if you feel like you'd like to bring more money into your business, then each day I'm going to be dropping a new episode Monday to Friday to help rewire your brain for more wealth. Come and join me.